Let me ask you all something real quick. You ever see a woman walk into a room and without saying a word, she shifts the whole atmosphere? Ain't about what she's wearing, ain't about who she's with. It's her energy. That's queen energy. And today we're talking about how to stop shrinking, stop second guessing, and start showing up like royalty every day. So let's get into it, because from here on out, it's queen energy only. Step one, confidence. It's non-negotiable. Confidence is the foundation of queen energy. It's not about arrogance, and it sure ain't about being loud or flashy. It's about knowing who you are deep down and refusing to let anyone or anything shake that. A woman who walks in confidence doesn't need the room to approve her. She walks in and the room adjusts. You feel her presence before she even opens her mouth. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. See, too many women wait for someone to tell them they're beautiful or smart or worthy, but when you got real confidence, you've already told yourself that 1,000 times. You don't need permission to shine. You don't need a man, a boss, a friend, or even family to stamp your value. You've already stamped it yourself. That confidence, it's rooted. It ain't going nowhere even when life gets hard, when people walk away, or when the doors close. Confidence ain't just about how you look either. It's how you carry yourself when things aren't going your way. It's how you handle rejection, failure, criticism. A confident queen doesn't crumble. She adjusts her crown and keeps moving. She knows that every no is just making room for a bigger yes. She doesn't doubt her path just because other people can't see the vision. She trusts herself even when no one else does. And let me tell you, people can smell confidence. It changes the way you're treated. It changes the way you're respected. It shifts the entire dynamic in a conversation, because when a woman walks like she knows her worth, she doesn't have to ask for respect. She commands it without ever raising her voice. Confidence is what makes people lean in when you speak. It's what makes folks remember you even after you leave the room. You don't negotiate with it. You don't water it down. You don't put it on pause, depending on who's around. It's not seasonal. It's not situational. It's constant, consistent, and it shows up before you even do. Step two, standards, not suggestions. Standards are the lines you draw in your life that say, this is what I will accept and this is what I won't. And when you walk in queen energy, those lines aren't blurry, they're bold. See, the problem isn't that women have high standards, it's that too many people expect them to lower them just to make someone else feel comfortable. But when you're really in your power, your standards aren't open for debate. They're not negotiable, they're not situational, and they're not flexible depending on who you're dealing with. They're not suggestions, they're law. You don't set standards to keep people out, you set them to protect what's within. Because you've worked too hard, grown too far, and healed from too much to let someone walk in and disrupt your peace just because they mean well. When the queen sets a boundary, she's not being difficult, she's being deliberate. She knows exactly what kind of energy she allows in her life, and anything less than what she deserves is not even a conversation. Having standards means you know what kind of love you want, what kind of friends you need, and what kind of life you're building. It means you don't entertain disrespect just because it's disguised as attention. You don't stick around just because they're trying. You recognize effort, but you don't confuse it with consistency. Because queen energy doesn't settle for crumbs when she knows she brings the whole table. It also means you're not afraid to walk away. You're not scared to be alone, because you know being alone in peace is better than being surrounded in chaos. You're not out here begging for effort, clarity, or loyalty. You've made it clear from the start. This is who I am, this is what I bring, and this is what I require. If you can't meet me there, that's fine, but I'm not lowering myself to meet you. That's the kind of strength standards give you. People will try to make you feel guilty for having standards. They'll call you picky or difficult or say you're expecting too much. But what they really mean is they're not ready to rise to your level, and that's not your problem. You didn't go through what you went through to build a life that's small, shaky, or halfway fulfilling. You set your standards high because your vision is high. Your time is valuable, your space is sacred, and your love is not up for clearance. 3, over drama. Grace over drama is the choice to hold your power in silence instead of wasting it in chaos. It's knowing that not everything needs a response, not every insult deserves your energy, and not every battle is worth fighting. When you carry queen energy, you learn that real strength isn't loud, it's composed. It's not about clapping back, proving a point, or making a scene. It's about moving with intention, knowing exactly who you are, and refusing to be pulled into the mess just to satisfy someone else's chaos. There's a certain kind of power in being unbothered, in not reacting when someone expects you to lose your cool. Because the minute they get a reaction, they've taken something from you, your peace, your focus, your energy. Queens don't give that away freely. They protect it like royalty protects a crown. You're not out here explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You're not entertaining gossip, negativity, or petty drama that adds nothing to your growth. Moving with grace means you've matured to a level where your peace matters more than your pride. You could embarrass them. You could expose them. You could go low, but you won't. Not because you couldn't, but because it's beneath the version of yourself you're becoming. You're not walking around seeking revenge or trying to make a spectacle. You're handling it like a queen, with dignity, poise, and a clear sense of direction. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you powerful beyond measure. It means you know how to master your emotions instead of letting them master you. And grace doesn't mean you tolerate nonsense. It means you know how to walk away without making noise. You set your boundary, you hold your head high, and you exit with your peace still intact. You don't need to let the world know you're cutting someone off. You just do it and keep moving. That's grace. That's control. That's power. Grace also shows up in how you treat people, even the ones who did you wrong. You don't have to return the energy they gave you. You don't have to match their low frequency, because when you know who you are, you don't let someone else's bitterness dictate your behavior. You hold yourself to a higher standard, not because of them, but because of you. You are royalty, and royalty doesn't get messy in the mud. They rise above it. Step 4, protect your peace. Protecting your peace is one of the highest forms of self-respect a woman can practice. It means recognizing that your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being is not up for compromise. When you carry queen energy, you understand that chaos may be loud, but peace is powerful, and you guard it like your crown depends on it, because it does. It's the choice to step back from anything or anyone that drains you, no matter how familiar they are or how long they've been around. Your peace is not a luxury, it's a necessity. There comes a time when you realize that not everyone deserves access to you. Just because they've been part of your story doesn't mean they belong in the next chapter. Protecting your peace means you stop inviting people into your life who only bring confusion, stress, or negativity. It means you stop responding to drama, ignoring your instincts, or saying yes when your spirit is screaming no. You owe it to yourself to build an environment that nurtures your growth, not one that keeps you constantly recovering. It's in the small decisions, what you scroll through, who you call back, the conversations you engage in, the energy you allow into your home. Protecting your peace is about being intentional with your time and your presence. It's about recognizing when something feels off and honoring that feeling even if no one else understands it. Because your peace doesn't require explanation, it requires protection. You survive too much, heal too hard, and evolve too far to let someone come in and shake your spirit just because they have access. And sometimes protecting your peace means saying no without guilt. It means canceling plans that don't serve you, declining conversations that are rooted in drama, and choosing solitude over noise. It's learning to love your own company so deeply that you no longer seek distractions just to fill space, because you understand that real peace isn't found in the absence of noise, it's found in the presence of alignment. When your spirit, your surroundings, and your intentions are in sync, that's when peace takes root. It also means holding boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable. It means being okay with disappointing others if it means you're staying true to yourself. Peace isn't passive. It's not just sitting in stillness. It's actively choosing to cut ties with chaos, even when chaos comes dressed as comfort or history or obligation. You stop sacrificing your well-being just to keep the peace with other people, because you've learned that real peace starts within. And you defend it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Step 5, purpose over popularity. Choosing purpose over popularity means living a life that's led by intention, not attention. It means you're not out here trying to be seen, you're out here trying to make a difference. When you walk in queen energy, you understand that your value isn't measured by how many people know your name or how many likes you get, but by how deeply you're rooted in what you're called to do. Popularity is temporary. It's based on trends, approval, and performance. But purpose is eternal. It's the reason you wake up in the morning with a fire in your soul that no applause can match. It takes courage to choose purpose, because purpose often comes with solitude. It means saying no to certain opportunities that might get you noticed but won't grow you. It means turning down validation from the crowd to stay loyal to the vision you have for your life. Popularity will have you chasing applause from people who don't even know your heart. But purpose will have you building in silence, grinding in private, and trusting that the right people will recognize your worth when the time is right. There's a pressure these days to perform, to show, to share, to constantly prove that you're winning. But queen energy doesn't chase optics, she builds legacy. She understands that real power moves don't always come with a spotlight. Sometimes the most powerful seasons are the ones where no one is watching, but everything is shifting. Choosing purpose means you're not living for likes or approval. You're living for fulfillment, for alignment, for something bigger than the moment. Purpose requires clarity. It demands sacrifice. It asks you to stay in your lane when everybody else is swerving for attention. It's knowing that what you're building won't always be understood, and that's okay, because you didn't come here to fit in. You came to lead. You didn't come here to be famous. You came to be impactful. There's a difference. Fame fades. Influence lasts. And when you're operating in your purpose, your influence goes far beyond what the eye can see. And here's the thing. When you choose purpose, you naturally attract the right kind of attention. Not the superficial kind, but the real kind. The kind that respects your grind, your discipline, your heart. You stop trying to impress and start trying to inspire. You start moving differently. You start building differently. Because you're not trying to be everything to everyone. You're trying to be exactly what you were made to be. You understand that popularity will ask you to be available to everyone all the time in ways that drain you. But purpose teaches you to be selective, intentional, and aligned. It teaches you to value depth over hype and substance over style. You're not chasing moments, you're creating meaning. You're not here to be liked by the crowd, you're here to be remembered by the impact. And that impact, that legacy, that purpose, it's what separates the real queens from the ones just wearing the title. Step 6, surround yourself with royalty. Surrounding yourself with royalty means being intentional about the company you keep, because who you walk with influences how far and how high you go. When you operate in queen energy, you understand that your circle isn't just about friendship or loyalty, it's about alignment. It's about surrounding yourself with people who reflect the level of purpose, growth, and standard you're committed to. You don't allow just anyone to sit at your table because not everyone is equipped to eat with a queen. And you don't apologize for being selective because you've learned that proximity is power. Royalty recognizes royalty, so you don't feel threatened by other strong women, you feel inspired. You clap for them, you learn from them, and you grow beside them. Because a true queen understands that she doesn't lose her crown by celebrating another woman's shine. In fact, it reinforces her own. When you're surrounded by royalty, your conversations shift. You go from gossip to goals, from complaining to strategizing, from comparing to collaborating. That's the kind of elevation queen energy calls for. This kind of circle holds you accountable. They don't let you shrink. They don't let you make excuses. They don't co-sign your comfort zone. They challenge you to rise, to stay focused, to keep your standards high when life tries to pull you low. They remind you of your worth when you forget, and they speak vision into you when you feel tired or lost. These aren't people who tolerate you. They see you, they value you. That's the kind of nourishment every queen needs. And sometimes stepping into queen energy means outgrowing people who were comfortable with your older version. Not everyone will understand your new boundaries, your new mindset, your new peace, and that's okay. Let them misunderstand you from a distance. You're not shrinking to make others feel comfortable. You're expanding, and expansion comes with separation. Doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love yourself enough to move forward without dragging what no longer fits your future. You also start looking for mutual energy. You stop begging for support, for love, for respect. You realize that when people truly value you, you won't have to chase them. You won't have to constantly explain yourself or convince them to treat you right. You'll naturally attract people who match your vibration, people who inspire you, challenge you, and celebrate your growth, even when it surpasses theirs. Because royalty isn't jealous of royalty, they recognize it, they honor it, and they build with it. Being surrounded by royalty also means protecting your space from people who only want access to your light but have no intention of bringing their own. People who admire the throne but aren't willing to carry the weight of responsibility, discipline, and growth. Queen energy doesn't tolerate leeches. It's not arrogant to want powerful energy around you. It's wise. Because when your circle is strong, your foundation is unshakable. Where you sharpen each other, elevate each other, and remind each other that you were never meant to walk like the rest. You were meant to reign. All right, ladies, let me leave you with this. The world can be loud. It can try to pull you in all kinds of directions. But when you walk with queen energy, you stand firm in who you are, what you deserve, and what you're building. You stop shrinking. You stop doubting. You stop settling. You start showing up with confidence, with grace, with purpose, and with the right people beside you. You don't need approval, validation, or permission to be the woman you were born to be. You have everything inside you to rise, to lead, and to own your throne. So remember, confidence is non-negotiable. Your standards are set in stone. You move with grace, protect your peace, live with purpose, and surround yourself with royalty. From now on, it's queen energy only, every day, every step, every decision. You deserve it, you've earned it, and no one can take it from you. So go out there and rule your world.